Hi beautiful people, happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world, and we've reached the end of the week. I hope everybody else had a wonderful week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. And today is just let's just have a chat. I know we've had the mask mandate lifted. I want to know from you guys, are you guys gonna keep wearing your mask, or are you not gonna wear your mask? I just seem so excited. It just seems so weird to be going back to normalcy. It truly is weird. But the most important thing I am excited about is knowing that the FDA has approved the vaccines for the 12 to 15-year-olds. I am like on a daily trying to figure out when are these vaccines going to be available so I can send my 12-year-old and my 16-year-old to get vaccinated. That will be the highlight of my life. But unfortunately, I'll have one more. Unfortunately, they won't be vaccinated. She is only going to be 11, but you know what? We will continue taking the proper precautions in respect for her and doing what we need to do. She will continue to wear a mask when we go out, not a problem. But let me know if anybody else is excited about their kids being vaccinated, and I am so ready for them, my kids, to be vaccinated. So they'll be able to go back to school next school year. I know for the fact that I don't need to come on and explain myself or let anybody know or justify myself to anybody. I know who I am, and it's good enough for me. I am not perfect. I've never claimed to be perfect. I am so flawed, so flawed. I prefer to call out what's wrong as wrong, period. And especially if somebody is going through it, somebody is truly going through it, at least be there to be a reinforcement and be quick to listen and slow to speak. That's all. How hard is it for any of us just to have just a little bit of compassion or understanding towards the next person? And like I said, don't get me wrong, we're not talking about Josh Duggar, Jumbo Duggar, or Michelle Duggar. Those are clearly not in my discussion today. I would never say I wish I had not gone through this part of my life or that part of my life, because every part of my life, good or bad, has taught me something. That's why I say me 10 years ago has never been this positive. It was just a shit show, in my opinion. I was always miserable, always looking to fight the next person, always just wanting to be in drama and negativity. My life was surrounded by negativity or by drama. It just did not work for me. It just had me in a constant funk 24/7, where I always had to be in some kind of negative conversations or something of that. But I chose to turn my life around, and I chose positivity. I chose to be kind, and that has been the best thing I've ever done for myself personally. I'm not saying anybody else should be or change their ways. This is just about me. And for all those people that want to come after me and tell me to leave KJ alone, why don't you take control of your own life? Why don't you focus on the negativity of KJ? Because let me reassure you on one thing. If you feel KJ is always being attacked, but I can tell you something, KJ takes a lot of information from videos that we do about her. Because think about one thing. When last has anybody seen KJ have a drink on her Instagram live? It's been quite a while. This whole week she hasn't done that. So clearly she's taking notes. So clearly these videos are helping in some way. I choose peace over any kind of conflict or drama or anything like that. When I get all these people telling me what I should and shouldn't do, that's just gonna go out the back door, because nobody's gonna dictate to me how I should run my channel or how I should act towards a certain person. So first of all, as a parent, I was raised in a home to respect the next person. and to also treat the next person the way I want to be treated. And like I said, maybe I didn't take that to heart 10 years ago, but I truly do take that to heart now, especially after everything that has happened in my life, which I'm not going to bore you with those dull, boring details, but at the end of the day, it just is more fitting and makes me feel better as a person on a daily, knowing that I can put myself in the next person's shoes before I just go and jump on that person or judge that person. So when it comes to Katie Joy, and this is specifically for all those stands of hers that want to come in my comment section and tell me to get a life, or I can't basically do what I want to do on my channel, and that I should stop bragging on my kids and all that kind of bullshit. So with that said, I got familiar with Katie Joy from the Micah Stalver situation. And then I got to see her, for lack of a better phrase, her dirty ways. And then it's like I just kept it moving forward. Now, in respect to coming back and talking about KJ, the thing that truly got me was when she was going through the lawsuit with Tati Westbrook. I felt it from the perspective of her son. She always says she's the only breadwinner. And in my opinion, I know nobody's going to take what I say and that's what she should have done. Everybody's responsible for their own actions, and I get that. But it comes a time in your life where you got to stop fighting against the world. You know, it's like when somebody says, look, this is what you're doing to me, apologize and keep it moving forward if you know it is truly hurting them. Now it brings me to this whole Duggar family situation. And let me be clear about one thing. Michelle Duggar, Jim Bob Duggar, and Josh Duggar, they're all pieces of shits. Period. That's just the way I feel. So when I found out the extent of what Josh had done to his sisters, immediately I felt their pain. Because at the end of the day, I've said this before, I've been down that road where I was essayed as a child. I literally blocked it out of my life for over 3 decades. And a few years back, everything came back to me. But I just felt their compassion for them. I felt their sorrow. And then when I saw, when KJ started with the Duggars, and then I'm like, this is how I feel on a daily basis, because these memories haunt me. They truly haunt. Nobody knows what I go through from the time I get up to the time I wake my kids up. It is absolutely torture. But I've learned to work on it and deal with it on my own, because it's nobody else's responsibility. I'm not looking for pity. I'm not looking for sympathy. I go to my therapy, whatever I need to do, but it's a constant daily battle. Now that's where I resonated with these Duggar girls. Imagine being put in the spotlight on a daily basis. And that is how I began to get so frustrated with Katie Joy. At the end of the day, it is re-traumatizing them. If she can help in any way, we can't help what the tabloids do. The tabloids are going to do what they need to do. But if she knows that she has compassion for them, she wants to do what she wants to do for them, stop re-traumatizing them every damn day. And you guys, at the end of the day, not everybody is on the same mindset. I get it. But if I can make a difference, I am going to try. After those trashy parents all day long, not a problem. But have a little bit, just a fraction of empathy for them. So all I'm saying, can we even imagine what these kids, I'm not talking about Josh, I'm not talking about Michelle Duggar or Jim Bob Duggar, the trash that they are. I'm talking about the kids. I'm talking about Anna. She's pregnant right now. If you are a woman that has been pregnant, we all know you're not supposed to be under stress. Let's deal with whatever else we got to deal with after that. And this is the thing about Katie Joy that I can't stand. I pay close attention to people's wording, very close attention. She doesn't want, in my opinion, she doesn't want people to help Anna. When you research these people, how these people are brought up, it's totally different from us being in the secular world. Totally, totally different. So when you have understanding, you can't come on camera and say, oh yes, she is brainwashed, but there is no buts right now, Katie Joy. You say you feel sorry for her, but you always put the but. We are not doing any disservice to her, but keep saying she's brainwashed. She is brainwashed. She's conditioned to feel a certain kind of way. And all this has been done to her from birth. Now let's move on to this podcast that was made by this guy, Justin, in which he detailed his life experience in the IBLP world. He did insert his experience or his ex-friendship with Josh Duggar. I am going to link all these down below. It's 4 hours long, but you know what? Put your earplugs in while you're cleaning, while you're cooking, while you're just doing something that you can't sit down and watch. He's absolutely easy on the ears, I promise you. I was like bawling most of the time because it's so sad to know that these kids are brought up this way, and they're fighting with their psyche, and they're fighting with who they really are. And only later on in life, when they are old enough and experienced enough to go into the real world, to realize that, holy shit, what I've been learning all my life is bullshit, basically. Now, she took this whole podcast and misconstrued the whole thing. I'm not going to tell you about this podcast. I highly, highly encourage you to please go and listen to this podcast, because in my opinion, what this guy Justin has done is absolutely amazing. He's opened my eyes, not from a perspective of the Duggars or a perspective of any other IBLP. This is from a guy that actually lived that. He walked that life for many, many years. And to tell us what he went through, what he struggled with. Do not talk about how his family abused him, or his family was abusive, or his mother was abused by the father. No, nothing of that. I highly encourage you to watch it. I highly, highly encourage you to watch it. I truly am not going to lie. KJ triggers the fuck out of me. She truly does. When I watch her videos now, just the other day I caught a live of hers. And this, I mean no disrespect, I mean no malice. This is not shade. I couldn't even look at the screen, you guys. I truly couldn't. It was like, I just couldn't explain it. So I just set it down and I just listened. Could not look at that screen. And I mean no shade, absolutely no shade. I've been doing a lot of research in regard to other channels that cover the IBLP. And I'm going to link quite a few channels down below. Example, Chris Shelton. He has a YouTube channel where he interviews ex-members of the IBLP. I'm talking from kids, wives, discusses the IBLP. Then we move on to Jen from FUNDIE Fridays. She truly educates people. She doesn't tell you how you should feel, or doesn't come across like she hates these people, or hasn't got a malice voice, She is just going to tell you her like it is. There's a little bit of comedy in the middle of it, and it's all absolutely classy in the way she does it. Then we move on to Preacher Boys. He's another ex-Fundy. He was in this world and he got out. All this information KJ has been putting out on the Fundie world. She got it, well, I'm assuming. She got it off the website of this young lady that the Preacher Boys did interview. And what made me think about was the fact that all this time, KJ has been covering the Duggars for so long. Who has she had on her channel to actually talk about this world? And also to those fans of KJ, whoever watches KJ, just be wary of one thing. You know, KJ comes across and always says her source told her, so you'll take things as fact. Let's talk about when she called one of the Duggar boys gay, and then covered it up to say statistics say, or according to science, something of the fact. We don't know if that is true. We don't know if that is fact. He is a married man, you know, and you'll just take everything and run with it as fact. That is so dangerous. That is so, so dangerous. Anybody can pick anything up from somebody's Instagram or Twitter and completely misconstrue it and take it in the wrong way or totally out of context. And also, while discussing this podcast of Justin's, where Justin did actually discuss how Josh Duggar was betrothed to somebody. Nobody knew who. So Katie just went out on a limb and she put 2 and 2 together and said it was Sierra, because Sierra was always with the Duggars or helping the sisters. So why is she always alluding to facts or making you believe such things when she doesn't even know if it's true? Then on the other hand, she's always going after Jill. And then she says that Jill needs a gentle reminder. Does she know how it feels to be in Jill's shoes? For Jill to be shunned by a family that she was raised by, that she knew nothing else about. It took her husband, Derek, for Jill to see the light. They took on this endeavor together. They were shunned. They had nowhere else to turn. Now, this is what makes my heart truly sore. KJ always uplifts Amy Duggar King. People need to go and buy from her boutique. She promotes her constantly. Amy Duggar King is the best thing that's ever happened to KJ. She's always taking her part or taking up for Amy Duggar King. Now, Amy Duggar King is blood cousins with Jill. They're supposed to be so close. How does Amy Duggar King allow Katie Joy to degrade and defame and humiliate her cousin on a daily basis? How does Amy Duggar King actually allow this to happen? If that was my cousin, if that was my family member, I'm sorry. However much kindness you show me, I am going to tear you down, because there's no way you're going to speak about my family member that's been through hell and high water all her life and that is trying to do something about it now, or you're going to take her and drag her. And that's just me, and this is just my opinion. Nothing against Amy Duggar King. Absolutely no shade towards Amy Duggar King, but I just try to figure out, how does she allow this type of behavior to go on? How does she still befriend this woman that drags her cousin, that has been through all this trauma, that is trying to put her life back together? How does she allow this? As I said, I definitely wouldn't. That, in my opinion, it's all just malicious, vile, And there's no way, absolutely no way, her stance can come and tell me that this is not about the money. In her live today, go to her Instagram, a woman reached out to her and said that she needed help to get out of this cult. Do you know what she did? She reached out to her audience in her live and says, oh, is there anybody that actually does advocacy for this type of thing to please share resources?
Thread, needle, and scissors says she needs help leaving the cult. So if you have resources for her, if you're someone that's like done advocacy work for this cult and you have like a list of resources that I could like get out to people, let me know.
KJ has been covering this family for what, 4 years? She said, so clearly, in my mind now, I'm thinking, so you really are not an advocate. You're really just all about, this is what your audience likes, so you're going to keep dragging the Duggars just for your financial benefit. That's how I see it. Because clearly you're reaching out to your followers, asking them if they're advocates in this arena, so they can give you resources so you can link these resources. You've never had resources. So how can you say that you're just looking out for their best interest? Women are not supposed to be treated this way, and there's a better way, and there's no way out. It's like, you guys, come on. Give me a break. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't watch Katie Joy. All I'm saying is Katie Joy needs to start having a little bit of respect, a little bit of empathy towards these women. Stop tearing Anna down. Stop. I grew very frustrated because I know how those girls feel. For their trauma to be brought up on a daily, it's not a good feeling. Absolutely not a good feeling. If we can give them some sort of relief, let's try. And I truly think that it would help if KJ stops re-traumatizing them. I'm not coming on here and claiming I'm perfect. Far from perfect. I am far from flawless. I am so flawed. I just choose to live my life being kind. Whether you want to treat me like shit, that's on you. But I choose to live in peace. But if you do call for me in a very negative way, I am going to come when called. Absolutely, I'm going to come when called. But if it's not worth my time, it's like, nah, not worth it. So you guys, I just want to lay that out there. And you know what, again, I say, you give with your heart. Your hands just do the giving. So just for 1 second, do not put on the kids, the Duggar kids, what Joshua has done and what his parents enabled him to do. They need to bear the brunt of all their misfortunes, in my opinion. Max wants you to say hi, you guys. Say hi, Max. No licking. Say hi. Oh. So you guys, that's it from me. So to all the KJ stands, I'm not even gonna be bothered, replying you on my comment section. It's like, whatever. There's an exit in any situation. Just find the exit and keep it moving. That's all. But if you want to stay and you like my voice or whatever it is, let me know what else you want to cover. I'll be glad to cover it. And to all those other, to all my other beautiful subscribers, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you guys. I 100% and more appreciate you guys so much. So with all that said, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And like I say, please be kind to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.